What is going on, you brothers? It is your dude, Mr. International Passport. First and foremost, brothers, do you hear me loud and clear? How is my audio? Okay, press a one in the chat if you hear me loud and clear. Let me know if you can hear me, if I'm coming back clean, crisp, and concise. Okay, how is my audio, brothers? Okay, let me know if you hear me loud and clear. Okay, how's it going, brothers? Comrade Grant, thank you very much for confirming. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Godspeed. Anyone else? Can you brothers hear me loud and clear? Miss International, thank you, bro. I appreciate you. And a couple more brothers. Thomas Demihin, Mike Lawrence, thank you. Thomas, make sure you post a link to my new YouTube channel and of course the Patreon and Cash App. Thank you, Thomas. I appreciate you, bro. Awesome. Let's get it. So, brothers, welcome again to another classic live stream. I am your gracious host, Mr. International Passport. I want to say first and foremost, thank you to those who have supported the channel over the past 8-9 years, almost 10 years. It's greatly appreciated. And of course, welcome aboard the new members. I accept and embrace you with open arms. So, brothers, make sure you hit the like button as soon as you come on this stream. Make sure you make sure you hit the Cash App, join the Patreon Diamond tier, and of course subscribe to my new YouTube channel called International Passport Clips. Special announcement: I am definitely traveling very soon, so you want to make sure you subscribe to International Passport Clips. Thomas, please provide a link to it in a live stream chat for both to subscribe to it, and of course you will see content on that channel and on this channel. So tonight, brothers, we'll be speaking about Cambodia. I have a very special guest with me called Mr. Peabody Travels. How you doing, bro?
How you doing, brother?
I am doing fantastic, bro. How are you doing?
I can't really complain. Just sitting at home having some wings right now. Being interviewed for my travels in Cambodia.
Awesome, bro. Awesome. Lovely having you here, bro. So, brother, do you mind giving us a brief intro as to who you are, where you're from in America, and anything special about you before we go into the live stream, bro?
Yeah, nothing really special about myself. Just a brother from America, and unfortunately, my story is many of these young brothers right here. Born and raised in a not so good background, and made the best of a situation. And once I learned my love of travel, I just continued to do it. That's really about it, college graduate with a crappy degree that I don't use, but single, childless, like many of the brothers listening, or the sisters listening. So just another brother that loves to travel.
Fantastic. Awesome, bro. Let me just shout out a super chat here. Shout out to Mr. Intellect for the first super chat of the evening. I hope I see many more. Support this movement, brother. Support me. That'd be greatly appreciated for the $5 super chat. He says, hopefully this starts before I leave so I can catch the beginning. But in case it's delayed or gets cancelled, sending my support. Thank you, bro, for your support. We're definitely going ahead with this stream, as you can see. So appreciate you, Mr. Intellect. Thank you, bro. So thank you for that intro, Mr. Peabody Travels. I appreciate you, bro. Let's get straight into it. Cambodia, brother. What city were you in Cambodia?
The two major cities of Siem Reap and Phnom Penh.
Okay, fantastic. And which one is the capital? Is that Phnom Penh? Is that a capital of Cambodia?
I believe it's Siem Reap. I'm not sure. Unfortunately, I didn't do my research. I believe it's Phnom Penh. Don't quote me
Okay,
on that though.
fantastic, bro. Fantastic. So I'm going to ask you the money-making question, brother. You probably know what's coming already. So, are the women in Cambodia checking heavy for brothers? AKA, do they love black men out there, the Cambodian woman? Break it down for us, bro, and tell us why if they do so.
They, I will say it based off another video that I seen. Another brother described it very well. Um, because I've been seeing a lot of, some brothers say that they're not checking for us in certain countries, and the way the other brother put it was, they are checking for you if you're there. You know, you have to be there for them to check for you. You're different, so you are going to stand out, especially if you're tall. You're going to stand out. So they will be looking at you. And that's your main way in, just being different. Maybe some of them can have fetishes like other cultures, but for me, it wasn't so much of I'm checking for him because he's a black man, more so than he's different. Because when you travel to these nations, I try to tell the brothers, especially my people that travel, you're not a black guy over there. You're a Westerner. You know, you're
Mm.
an American more than anything. You're black, that's obvious, but you're more so a Westerner. So, you know, if you go over there and they start looking for you, they'll just remind themselves that they are dealing with a Westerner before they tell themselves that they're dealing with a black man. That's your description to them. But first it's a Westerner, second it's a black man, in my experience.
Okay, brother. So, brother, so in your personal experience, right, as a black man in Cambodia, were you getting love from the Cambodian woman? And tell us why, if you were getting that love. What was it that attracted them towards you as a brother? Break it down for us, bro.
Well, it was the difference, you know, because you're not seen there. You're not there a lot. They see Cambodian men all the time, and they see white men all the time. You're different, so they see you, and many want to figure out, you know, what you're about. Um, and you know, when you deal with them, they're not like, you don't have to be someone you're not. You know, the however it is that you like, that old school way of being traditional and approaching women, that works over there, because there many of them aren't up on the way Westerners or the way Western women tend to deal with men, because they're still very traditional. So you don't have to go above and beyond of trying to use sly and slick words that we would use in America or more Western nations. You just have to be yourself. You know, if you're talking with a woman and you're smiling at her and she's smiling at you, and then you say, would you like to go for a coffee after you get off work? It's very obvious that you're interested in her.
Mm.
So that's the easiest way to work your way in there. Don't do anything out of the extra, because you already stand out.
Oh, fantastic intel so far, brother. Let me ask this now, brother. What kind of black man do they like? Because obviously, in my opinion, black men are put into different categories. You're either a nerdy black man, you're either a rapper black man, or let's say a black man in the mode of Michael B. Jordan, or Michael Jordan himself, or 50 Cent. What kind of black man are they looking for in Cambodia? Break it down for us, bro.
There's, from my experience, there's no, I don't want to make it sound like we're all the same, but the way you put it, they don't see us as that. Like, there's so few of us over there, they're not going to see you and say, I don't like you because you're short, or I don't like to deal with you because you don't have the money, or you don't have the looks like Michael B. Jordan. You're a Westerner first, you're a black man, and then whoever you tend to mimic that I've seen on TV, that's who I'll like. You know, that will be my type. But again, I can't stress enough that that will only happen when brothers continually travel and go over there. So it's not so much of the tall guy or the short guy or the guy with money, more so as, oh, I was dealing with this Westerner who's black, and he reminds me of this guy I seen on the internet, Michael B. Jordan, or Chris Brown, or he was light like, or dark like so and so. So it's not really a type that they're after. It's, again, it's the Westerner first, and then you're a black Westerner.
Fantastic, brother. So let me go on to my next question, bro. Um, What cities should brothers go to meet Cambodian women that are checking for brothers in your personal experience, bro?
In my personal experience, that are checking for brothers, I would honestly say go to the places where there are more Westerners. I believe Pub Street. Yeah, Pub Street is one. That one is it's the more younger crowd because the older crowd. If you go there and you're 50 and you're 60 and you're dealing with a 60-year-old Cambodian woman, she's not maybe as open-minded as her 25-year-old daughter who has the internet and access to seeing the rest of the world. So you should definitely go to where there are more Westerners there. Pub Street is one. Go to where the tourists go. It's not like they're going to catch a bunch of 17 or 20, a group of black men just walking around a certain street in Cambodia at a coffee shop. More than likely, you're going to be where there's touristy things to do. So Angkor Wat, again, Pub Street, any places where there's a lot of tourists, they can be exposed to you, and then it can be more so of, oh, I see a lot of guys that look like that over here. I'm attracted to the ones that are tall or the ones with muscles or the ones who are light skinned or dark skinned. But again, they don't know about you if you're not putting yourself out there and going there.
Fantastic, bro. What about it on a bigger grand scale of things in terms of cities? So I'm guessing the capital is one of the places brothers should go to, the capital itself. Any other cities where brothers can do well there apart from the capital?
I would definitely stick to the major cities, the tourist spots, because Cambodia is still developing. It's an incredibly friendly nation, but it's still lots of it is very poor and it's still developing. So they don't have access to the internet that many of us do, or even clean water in certain places. So I would definitely just stick to, if you're trying to mosey your way in on the culture, or you're trying to mosey your way in on the women, or just getting to know the people, definitely stick to the tourist spots. So the major cities of Siem Reap and Phnom Penh, or any of the places that are being built with, let's just say, new money, and a lot of Westerners are there. So
Fantastic, bro.
yeah.
So you said Pub Street. Is that PUB Street? Or
Yes, that's Pub Street. That's where all of the youth hang out. A lot of the young girls work there because the beers are so cheap. I think they're like 50 cents. So that's definitely a hangout spot for a lot of Westerners, a lot of young people who, like myself, well, I'm not young, I'm 40, but a lot of younger guys would go there as they travel throughout Southeast Asia, because the countries are so close. People don't normally go from JFK to Cambodia, come back, then go from JFK to Vietnam. They just knock it all out in one sitting, like I did.
Yes, indeed, bro. So let me now draw into Cambodian women even further. So, bro, I love that peanut butter brown skin complexion on a woman. And I'm looking at Cambodian women right now on Google Images, and they definitely hit that spot. Okay. So my next question for you, brother, is: are Cambodian women good looking?
Yes, yes, they
Oh,
are very, very traditional, very good looking. The one thing I would definitely tell brothers when we go to these nations and see these women is, don't bring your American eyes over there, because especially for brothers, we go to these places and we think, oh, I would like a woman with a nice round bottom and a voluptuous cup size and everything. They don't eat the foods over there that allow their women to be so, let's say, grossly overweight the way American women are. So you're not gonna go over there. Rarely are you going to go to Cambodia and see a woman with a round bottom and a F or a double D cup. That the foods that they eat don't do that to their bodies, you know. And again, they're a developing nation, so a lot of them walk places, so many of them are in shape. So they're very, very they were very attractive When I seen most of them, very, very attractive, very soft skin, obviously real hair for the brothers that love the real hair like myself. Um, None of the long nails, none of the tattoos on their body because most of them are traditional. So
Fantastic, bro. This is great intel so far. Damn, awesome. So they're good looking. Body wise, I'm guessing it's a typical Asian body, right? Slim.
yes,
The behind is not too big. You know, slim
yeah,
figure. Not, the hips are
slim.
quite narrow.
Yep,
Break it down for us, bro.
exactly. Yeah, it's real hair, very slim, very flat, bodies. You'll get some, usually the ones that are located around Western areas. Again, Pub Street, major cities, and the major cities have access to more foods that are eaten around the world. So you'll go in certain spots in Cambodia that will have a McDonald's or a Starbucks. And there you'll see young Cambodian women with Instagram accounts, or they'll have Facebook accounts, but they're exposed to the Western parts of the world. So Western food, that does that to their body. But once you go closer to the inner parts or most of the country, you're not really going to find women with those bodies because those attributes aren't seen as a plus for everyone. Again, don't go to the rest of the world with your American eyes. A brown bottom may not be seen as a good thing by a certain culture just because it's seen like that with you.
Yes, indeed. This is A-level game, bro. A-level game. Fantastic. So obviously Cambodia is a poor country, not fully developed yet. Is are pros a problem there? I'm guessing you know what pros are.
Yeah,
P-O. Yeah,
yeah.
it's trying to keep
Um,
it PG. Are they a
I
problem there,
wouldn't
brother?
I wouldn't say in my experience, I wouldn't say it's a problem. It's everywhere. It's definitely there. The situations, those type of women are there. They're in every single nation I went to. When I finally landed in Singapore, my hotel was across the street from the red light district. So, and Singapore is way more developed than Cambodia, but they are there. You just have to be very careful because, you know, EX tourism is kind of like on the low there, and people will try to set you up, to get caught. And the last thing you want to do is be caught in a Cambodian jail. For example, I'll give you what actually happened to me.
Hmm.
I got to Cambodia. I left Vietnam. And in Southeast Asia, you can't have a ticket to a country without having a ticket leaving that country because their immigration policy is very hard. And they're basically stating, you're not coming to my country and sitting around here doing nothing. So where's your ticket so you can leave? How long are you going to stay? So long story short, I get there and a Cambodian official who stamps my passport asks me, do I want girl? And I had to ask him again. I said, excuse me? He said, do you want girl? And I said, no, because I know that type of tourism, because he's seen my passport and he's seen that I had already been through several countries and that tourism is over there. And I'm like, don't be surprised if they offer you a girl and then bust in your hotel room later to lock you up. So if you over there for that, just go over there for that, find it wherever you find it, do your thing and leave. But don't try to use your slick American words and your American eyes and ruin a nice little Cambodian girl because they're very traditional.
Mm. And we're gonna break that down even further later on, bro. Hold on, brother. Let me read a couple of super chats real quick. Shout out to Mr. Buck Fitches for what a name. For the $20 super chat. Thank you both for the support. He says, "Hey IP, I'm turning on the super chat so you know I'm not a troll. Like your accent, brother. Thank you for the kind words, brother. Appreciate the support, and that's greatly appreciated. Buck Fitches, thank you, bro. Awesome, awesome. Shout out to Mr. Intellect for the $5 super chat. He says, wait, brother went to Vietnam too. Again, being from Seattle, I know how they get down too. we need a Vietnamese stream next. That's in the works, brother. Coming very, very soon. So, watch this space. Thank you very much, Intellect. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to Mr. C Listens for the $5 super chat. Great work, IP, and I appreciate your efforts. A Sean Country streams are the best. Question for the guests: how's the massage game in Cambodia? Keep it PG, bro. But answer that, please.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't get a massage in Cambodia. It was all these other countries that they do. They do that in every other country I went to over there. It's so prevalent when you go over there, the massage parlors, because they know where the bread and butter is for Westerners. They're not dumb. They're people that got to make a living, and they know when Westerners come over, they know what their country is known for, and so they'll cater to that. So the massage, the foot massage, and everything like that. So I didn't get a massage in Cambodia, but there's just so many other places in Cambodia that do it. And it's just like if you go to one place that offers a massage, you literally can walk 4 steps and the lady right next to it is offering the same massage. My New York City brothers are going to recognize this. It's just like when you go to a corner store in New York. 9 times out of 10, you take 15 steps, there's another corner store ran by a Middle Eastern person who's related to the other Middle Eastern person that sells the same thing. And then you go a block over across the street, same thing.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you, citizens. Brothers, get the support running, the super chats running, and the Cash App too. Definitely the Cash App too, brothers. Usually takes a 40% cut of each super chat. So please support the Cash App too. And definitely send more support throughout this stream. We're going to break it down tonight, okay? Awesome. So next question for you, brother, is feminism a problem amongst Cambodian women in Cambodia?
My experience, no, it's not. From what I've seen, and I'm just using layman's terms, so no one get offended about me saying poor or rich or anything. It's just time-wise and everything like that. But the poorer or less developed the nation is, the less it's exposed to feminism, but also the friendlier it is. Like when I stayed in Thailand for 2 months, I found Cambodia to be the friendliest. And the more developed the nation was, I would say the less welcome it seemed, because so many things in these other nations didn't warrant you getting to know someone, because now everybody had to go to work. Everybody had to maintain a job. Everybody had to pay taxes. Families couldn't be as close as they wanted to be because everybody had to work, because the nation is so developed and everybody had to be taxed. So you can't really stay home with your husband because you got to go to work as well. And that's why Singapore is crazy clean the way it is, because everybody's going to work. Cambodia isn't. There's a lot of sidewalks everywhere, and so you'll see a lot of women who are walking around in traditional garment. Women are extremely friendly, very, very, very polite, and it's not a front on a Westerner. Yes, if you over there and you get a 5-star hotel for cheap, yes, they're going to be very polite for you and everything like that. But this is who they are as a people. It's not a front. They'll, both clap their hands and bow. This is what they do. So, it's definitely, from what I've seen, it wasn't a problem. You definitely have more women working, which is something that, from my experience, no man doesn't want. 2 incomes are always better than 1. So that's not a problem. But as far as the feminism that brothers under 50 understand, nah, it's not really an issue over there. They don't understand how it's not natural to them. Like, they don't understand how a woman doesn't cherish motherhood, how she doesn't respect her man, how she isn't loyal to her man. I never forget when I stayed in Vietnam, I watched an 11-part series on YouTube about the Vietnam War. And there was this one woman, because a lot of our white brothers been in Vietnam, been in Southeast Asia since Korea. So they already know the game. And the woman said that when she slept with the soldier, she thought she was going to get married, because in their culture, when we initiate liking and intercourse, excuse my language, earlier. But when you initiate intercourse, that means that this is going to go somewhere. Only in the
Mm,
Western world is it just slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. For the rest of the world, or for traditional places like that, it's no, we did this very sacred thing. We are now partners and we're going to go forward. And the Vietnamese lady couldn't understand why the American soldier left after that, because that's a sacred act to them. Which is why, again, I say don't go over there with your American eyes and your thought process. If you over there for the boom boom, that's there. You can find that, no problem. Everybody will let you know where it is. There's enough women in these countries that will do it. It
mm.
may not be called OnlyFans, but it's over there. But other than that, treat the women with respect and don't lie. Like if you over there looking for a wife, just be yourself. It'll come to you.
Fantastic. Thank you, bro. So, next question for you, brother, is in terms of language. Do they speak English well, the Cambodian women in Cambodia, or do we have to learn a little bit of their language? Break it down for us, brother, in terms of how you're communicating with them in Cambodia. Is English simply enough?
English, it's getting better. More of them are learning English, but I would definitely. That's the first thing you're always told. Learn another country's a few words. They don't expect you to know everything. Their language is very difficult to learn. The dialect, the sound, the way you sound the words, the alphabet is very, very difficult. But if you just go over there and you start trying to say hello or bathroom or thank you or have a good morning, yeah, you sound like an American, and it's broken and they're laughing at you, but they appreciate the fact that he took the time, he came to my country, or she came to my country, spent money because tourism is big, and tried to learn a few words. So I appreciate that. But English is not really big, again, especially in most of the country, I would say. In the touristy areas, Siem Reap, Angkor Wat, Pub Street, Phnom Penh, all of the areas where there are a lot of tourists for the historical purposes, because I was a history major, so all the museums, definitely English is more, because more English tourists visit that area. If you don't have to know English because you're 75 and you've been tilling the rice fields for the last 2 generations and you don't have anything to do with Pub Street or trying to serve a Westerner, there's no need for you to learn English. But it's always good for you to learn a few words of another culture's language. It helps immensely, especially for Black men that are trying to travel and expose the world to us, because a lot of how we're known is through YouTube and all of these other maybe negative stereotypes. But if they
Mm,
see International Passport, if they see El Guapo, if they see International Zoe, if they see Black Man Travels, if they see Love Crossing Borders, if they see all these Black men that are showing up, and every time they show up, they're polite, they're smiling, they're tipping well, they're extremely kind. They'll,
fantastic.
they'll love you. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you, bro, for that breakdown. Shout out to Mr. Conrad Grant for the £1.73 Cash App. Appreciate you both for the support on the Cash App. Thank you, brother. He says, IP, sending love and support for the stream. Thank you for the kind words, Conrad Grant, for the Cash App. That's much appreciation, bro. Thank you. Shout out to Conrad Grant again for the $2 super chat. He says, shout out IP, great stream, another classic. Blessings, fam. Thank you, bro, for the kind words. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you very much, brothers. Sending more support. We got over 100 people. Can we get the likes up, please? Get the like button up, please, brothers. Please like the video. Please hit the Cash App and super chats. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay. Thank you, brothers. So, next question for you, brother, is so in Cambodia, you will obviously be dealing with Cambodian women, okay, which is awesome.
Yes.
Um, are there any other races of women there in Cambodia apart from Cambodian women?
Uh, Chinese. Chinese are everywhere. That's how you know it's a huge tourist spot. Chinese are there. There's a lot
Okay.
of Chinese money. From when I spoke with the Cambodian tuk-tuk driver, Many of the Cambodians, again, the ones that I spoke to, this is not a generalization of Cambodians, but many of them don't like Chinese because China's like the big brother over there, and a lot of their money, you read the stories of how they're in Africa and they give out the loans and they don't, and things like that. So there's a lot of Chinese women over there, Chinese owners anyway.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and and one thing that I did notice is that it's because the countries are so close, people will go where there's work and survival. So I stayed over there when I was in Vietnam. There was the whole shipping incident, the whole shipping battle between Trump and Xi Jinping, the president of China, and
Mm,
all of the ships were docked in Vietnam.
yeah.
So a lot of the workers you'll find that will be different cultures in Cambodia if the workers there, a la a lot of Africans in Paris when you get there. So people will go where there is work and there is money to be made.
Okay. So, brother, let me ask this now. Are the Chinese women in Cambodia checking heavy for brothers, aka black men?
The Chinese women, I didn't really have any dealings with, but for the few that I would say no. I would say no from my experience. Um, yeah, no, they weren't. They were polite when they were over there, but again, stereotypes run deep around the
Mm,
world. So, again, when you get to Japan, and the Japanese want to touch your skin, well, they don't see a lot of brothers over there, so it's new to them. So the stereotypes do run wild, but that's why you have channels like from the brothers that I just named. Shout out to all those brothers, and definitely shout out to you where you need to visit. This is why we pushing this message to get these brothers to travel, not only for the women and the wives, but for the rest of the world to be exposed so we can tell our own stories and not go to a village in Japan and then have somebody want you to play on a basketball team because they know
yeah.
that you black and you can play ball. Like,
Yeah.
nah.
Yeah.
One. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna tell you the story afterward.
No. Tell me the story, bro. Come
Oh,
on,
okay.
bro.
So I was talking to a Cambodian. I was in a cab, a tuk-tuk cab, and they have like the Uber version over there. It's called Grab. And I was telling him that, I know that many of you think that brothers like me, and I had to point to my skin again, because when I say people like me, first thing that pops up in their mind is Westerner, not black, but Westerner. Uh, I was like, people like me play basketball and we can rap and everything. And I told him, in the spirit of communicating and trying to break down barriers, I was like, did you know? And I know this was true for me, so many brothers can attest that up until a certain age, I just knew that every Asian person knew karate. Because
Yeah.
you couldn't tell me from the 75 karate flicks that I watched that every Asian person didn't know how to kick, backflip, and jump. But that's the stereotype that was on the TV in in America. So that's just what I thought. And he was like, no, we don't. They're very hard on their own culture. So when you go over there, please do not call a Cambodian a Malaysian. Do not call definitely don't call a Chinese a Japanese. And
Okay.
do not call a Vietnamese a Cambodian. If you don't know what to say Asian. Okay?
Okay.
Do not.
Okay. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that breakdown. And I agree with Thomas Dem here in the live stream chat. Brothers, please avoid Chinese women. They're not checking for brothers, and we ain't checking for them too. I think Japanese women and Korean women, brothers, woman that brothers should go for when it comes to East Asian women. Completely avoid Chinese women, okay, for your well-being. Awesome, brothers. Get the super chats up and the cash chat, brothers. Okay, support this movement, support this channel. Another country I'm touching upon to get you brothers out there to get your passport, man. So I need all the support I can get. Okay, so please support this movement. That'd be greatly appreciated. Okay, thank you, brothers. So a great stream so far, Peabody. Next question so far for you, brother, is okay. When you were there in Cambodia, so obviously you had a lot of attention, okay, from the Cambodian woman. Did you feel any jealousy towards you from Cambodian men because you were pulling so much women? Break it down for us, bro. Or are they cool,
No,
bro?
it's no, it wasn't so much about pulling women or the men paying attention. They, when you go over there, it's not like the men are seeing you as, oh, here comes this guy, he's coming to get our women. You know, they may talk about you straight to your face and you don't know what they're saying. The women aren't over there. When you get off the plane, there's not 17 Cambodian women throwing rose petals at your feet. The first people you're going to bump into is cab drivers, because you clearly are an American. You dress like an American. You start speaking, you're an American. So now all of a sudden my cab fare goes up from $3 to a ride to now
Hold
$4.
on, bro. But say this, bro. Say if you're walking around with a Cambodian woman, she's very beautiful. Do you
Right.
get any looks, any side eye from Cambodian men, or why is she with him? Who's this guy taking our woman? Did you experience that kind of jealousy or hatred or shade
No,
from you?
no,
Okay.
not at all. Not at all. It's not, it's really not like there's enough women out there for to go around for everybody. There's no jealousy like that. It's not you again, we can't go over there with that sense of, these people are taking our women. It's yes, they're very nationalistic. They definitely want to improve their nation and work together as a people, but I didn't experience any of that. And again, my time over there was split between the two nations. I did 3 weeks over there, and I did a lot of tourist stuff. So yes, you have a lot of Cambodian women in your face smiling, but you're trying to keep your mind sharp. Like, is she smiling because I'm a tourist? Is she smiling because I'm cute? I don't really know. So you do what's best for you, and then if the woman's feeling you, you continue to take it further. But other than that, there's really no need to go extra or go hard. The men are not really paying you any mind, and if they are, it's because you're a dollar sign. Like, they're gonna look at you and go, well, whatever. I'm gonna charge him $5 for this $2 cab ride.
Okay. Thank you, bro. So next question for you, brother, is you know, can you deal with more than one Cambodian woman at once? So let's say you have a main Cambodian girlfriend, but you want to have two other side chicks, okay? And you tell her, hey, baby girl, I love you, but I want two other side chicks, but you can't date another guy, but I want to have two other girlfriends. Is she going to accept that? Or are they the type to be like, no, I only want you for myself? Or will she actually allow you to have more than one girlfriend's brother?
Definitely the poly thing, from my readings and my watching videos and speaking to people, it's not no, it's not a thing that flies over there. Again, to go back to what I stated about the video that I seen about Vietnam, it's sacred to be, if you over there and you're dating a woman, you have to go through the family, meet the father, the same way I've heard about South America. And if you two are meeting and you're courting her for a wife, there's going to be no other girl involved because you're my husband. This wasn't a thing back then, so why would it be now? You're my man. You met me. We've hung out several times. I thought we were going to be boyfriend and girlfriend. We did the deed. So who's this other girl? Especially if you want to be traditional. Like, you can't say you want to be traditional and get a traditional woman and then be flipping out when she puts traditional rules on you. This is why when you go over there, outside of Southeast Asian men, you mostly see brothers, and especially white men, over the age of 50, 55, because they're traditional. They have their investments and everything that bring in money, and it costs to live. So and they want to, relax and settle down with life. They're not looking to, go crazy on every single woman. That's more of a young guy thing.
Okay, let me ask this, brother. Sorry, brother. I know he said Vietnam. He means Cambodia. That was a mix-up there. So.
Oh no, I was talking about just going back to the video that I spoke about with Vietnam. I knew what I'm saying.
Okay, sorry about that, bro. So next question for you, brother. Okay, as a follow-up to that is, when you do the deed with a Cambodian woman, okay, I'm guessing that's very special day in Cambodia. They see it as, okay, we're now boyfriend, girlfriend. It's not just some sort of fling or one-off smash. Is that true, bro?
Yeah, it's not a fling, unless that person is maybe a pro, or they are located where that stuff happens.
Mm,
I mean, let's be honest here. Every woman isn't innocent in any culture. So you do have some women that are hip to the game. And you go over there to these areas where people who do that hang out. So a woman who doesn't do that isn't going to hang out on Pub Street, isn't going to be at the bar drinking, isn't going to try to be moonwalking on a sidewalk to show my age. But you get what I'm trying to say. You
yeah.
know, if they are about that life, they're going to be where that life happens. A traditional woman is going to be traditional and hang out. It's the same thing if we think about women over here. If they're over here in traditional, they hang out with other traditional women, they do traditional things. And the ones that we tend to not think traditional, maybe twerking in the club with the long Raptor clawed nails and the blonde weave and all that other stuff, you may not take her as traditional.
Okay, awesome, brother. Fantastic. Next question for you, brother, is in terms of body count. So personally, I want a wife up a chick that's a virgin or has a very low body count at the very least. I'm talking one or two. Um, do Cambodian women have a high body count? Can I find a virgin there? Break it down for us, bro.
Yes, you can. But here's the thing that I try to tell brothers that travel and want this, traditionalism. You want a virgin, fine. You want a low body count, fine. Maybe she's been through, which is very rare, if ever. Maybe she's been through a divorce, or she's been widowed, which isn't really looked upon well if they remarry. But when you find that person who is or even a virgin, you're looking at real traditionalism, which the double-edged sword is for the brothers who are asking for that. We ourselves, and I'm just being honest as a man my age, we haven't really grown up in traditional homes. We haven't seen that. So
Mm,
we ask for it and we want it and we're going off of what we want, but we haven't, like, I haven't seen any traditional women in America. So when that when I first had that traditionalism, I was like, oh, so you're asking me what I want to eat again. Oh, okay. You're still cleaning like there's nothing to clean, or you're cooking like I can clean, I can do it. Oh no, I can do it, my job. And it's just like, no, I know how to cook. I'm a grown man, but that's the traditionalism. Like, you can't ask her to be traditional and be mad when she's cooking 3 meals a day and you not doing nothing in the house, because now you upset because you got what you wanted. So yeah, you can get the person with the low body count and the virgin, but that's gonna come with the traditional that you may not be used to or that you're not ready for.
I'm
So
I'm personally used to traditionalism. I grew up in a traditional household, so that's why I want a woman like
right,
that. So
right. See, and
let me ask
that'll
this.
work exactly. See, that'll work for you, and you know exactly what to do and a route to take. But if you
Facts.
grew up, you just grew up in a hood with your single mom who was struggling, and you were just learning as you were going and doing this, that with these women and leaving, and then you go over there and go, oh, okay, now I'm be traditional. It's difficult to turn off your American brain when you
Mm,
over there,
very
and
true.
I'll tell you one last thing. I'll tell you something else after you go ahead with your question.
So, brother, where specifically can I find the virgin woman and the low body count woman? I'm talking one or two, any more than two, a bit iffy there, because Asian cultures are very conservative. So I want to find a
Yeah,
virgin.
you you
I want a
you
low body count woman. Where can I find that specifically in Cambodia, bro? Tell me the places, the cities. Break it down for us, brother, please.
right. You would it would I could now I would definitely say the major cities of uh Siem Reap and the other one that I mentioned, Phnom Penh. The thing is that I know many people are saying, well, wait a minute, he just said more women are over there that are westernized. people go where there are jobs available. So if the world is modernizing and moving in to these traditional areas, if she had a mom who uh, tilled the rice fields, and now all of a sudden there's a condominium going up, and now that girl who's a virgin and very traditional, now she has to go make money to work or to support her sick mom or her family, which many people are expected to do. So now she has to open herself up to the Western parts. So now she has to work in Starbucks or McDonald's. So you may find a traditional, I will say that you will, in the smaller parts outside of the major cities, you will definitely find more traditional women. And again, that's going to be a double-edged sword because now you're going to have to learn more of their language because they're not exposed to Westerners.
Fantastic, bro. Hold on, brother. Shout out to Mr. Clean Jewelry for the £4.34 cash app. Thank you very much for the support, brother. It means a lot to me. 8 years, 9 years doing this hard work on this YouTube channel. It means a lot to me. So every donation counts. He says, showing appreciation and support. Thank you for the support and the appreciation. Thank you, brother. Godspeed and God bless you, brother. Thank you very much. So next question for you, brother,
Yes.
is are Cambodian women wifeable? And if so, what are their wifeable qualities? What makes them wifeable in your opinion, brother, if they are wifeable?
What makes them wifeable? Again, I'm saying this as a 40-year-old man because it was totally different when I was 25.
Mm.
What makes them wifeable? They are wifeable. They are wifeable. The loyalty, the respect, the respect that they have for gender roles, the fact that they know that they want to be, if they want to be mothers, if they're getting married and they're filling into these appropriate gender roles, they know that this is something that they want. So they will go all out to make sure that their husband is taken care of, that they are a mother to children, that they keep themselves in shape. Now, when I say that, you're not going to see your woman going to the gym 4 days a week, but they don't eat like that or expose themselves to American Western food like that to have to go to the gym. So it's easier for them to stay in shape, unfortunately, because the roads or maybe the transportation system isn't there. So they have to do a lot of walking and carrying of things. So yeah, but they're definitely wifeable, mainly because of respect and the fact that they know their role in their relationship as mother and nurturer, and they're not going to try to do anything that's going to show otherwise. Like, you're not going to see a Cambodian woman on her Instagram page talking about, I could change a tire. It doesn't work like that. She's just not going to do that because that's not her role. Like, that's my man's role, to change the tire and slay the beast. I'm over here nurturing a child and fixing up the house. This is what I'm supposed to do.
That is beautiful. That is exactly what I want to hear in regards to what makes them wifeable. And a follow-up question from that, brother, is, are Cambodian women feminine and submissive? If so, what makes them feminine and what makes them submissive, brother? That's very important for me if I know wife up. She must be feminine and she must be submissive. And hold on, bro. I want that pink nails. I want that long hair. I want that beautiful peanut butter brown skin oiled up. I want her to bathe me and moisturize me. I want complete submissiveness, brother. Can I get that qualities, brother, in a Cambodian woman on average? Break it down for me, bro.
Yes. You from my experience, you can. They will, again, they know their roles, submissive and genuine and feminine. Hair is a big thing over there, to keep their hair. It's like in Thailand, when I stayed over there, like, you don't just go touching a Thai's hair. That's disrespect. And if you notice, a lot of them have long flowing hair. Many of them don't cut their hair like that. So you'll get the femininity. You won't see the tattoos everywhere, marking of the body. Now, in traditional Khmer, I pronounce it Khmer, traditional Khmer garment, when they do the dances, you will see the longer nails, but that's for the the traditional garment that they wear, the dances for their history. But just walking around, you won't see the long, ridiculous nails or things like that from these women. Submissiveness is there. When you're in a relationship with it, you definitely have to respect people for who they are. You're not going to get a Cambodian woman that's just going to be submissive to you because you're a stranger. Like if you're in her family, if you're courting her, if you're taking her out, definitely she knows her role. And that entails means that you have to know your role as a man. So as long as you're doing your role, she's with doing her role.
Fantastic, brother. Let me ask this now. All right.
Yep.
Will she bathe me and will she moisturize me after she bathes me? Can I get that from a Cambodian woman? If I tell her, hey, baby girl, I want you to bathe me and I want you to moisturize me because you're my wife, will she do it or she's my girlfriend? Will she bathe me and will she moisturize me, bro?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Because again, it's she's your wife, so she's doing wifely duties. Like, I wanted to get across that they're doing it. It's not coming across as, oh, they just do this because they're women and they just have to listen to any man. It's like, if you're a wife and that's part of the culture that they're doing it because you're her husband. Which in turn, again, there's certain things that she's talking to her friends about that you do, and they're all happy, but that's what you're supposed to do. If you're building a house for her, you build a house, you pay for the house, you fix all the rough stuff while the children are in back playing and she's taking care of the children. This is what's known to them in their culture and history. So it's not I know for us talking about it, it's like, oh wow, they do this, and oh, this is so cool, and oh, I can't believe that they still. This is what they do. This is what they know. This is not nothing surprising to them. And if you ask them over there, they'll be like, "What? You don't do that?" It's the same thing when I was running around Europe. And I started asking a lot of the European women, I was asking them about weave. And Chris Rock actually did a movie about this. And you ask these women and the Southeast Asian women about wearing another culture's hair, they'll look at you with a very obvious answer and go, doesn't everybody? Like, why would I wear another culture's hair? I have my own hair. What would I put another culture? Like, it's not something that they have to think about.
Damn, fantastic, brother. I love that segment there. Next question for you, brother, is, so how strong-willed are Cambodian women? So if a brother wifes up a Cambodian chick right in Cambodia and he wants to bring her back to America to obviously live with her in America, will she still keep to her traditional Cambodian ways, or will she adopt the toxic American culture, the feminism, I don't need no man, men are trash, etc., etc.? Or will
No,
she?
she'll
Okay,
keep to her. She'll definitely keep to her ways. Because tradition is very important, especially in especially in these homogenous nations of people. Like they're Cambodia, Vietnamese. Like, okay, for example, I ran through Singapore, Malaysia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand when I was over there. And each country has their own airspace. So when you get from one country to the next, you have to buy a brand new SIM card, and they have their own money. So these people, Cambodia to Laos, wherever, they're very, very proud, which is why you can't call one culture another, because you don't know the difference of what they look like. So if you bring a Cambodian back, she's going to have, if you bring her back over here and you have a house and she's doing her traditional duties, you're going to find Cambodian you're going to find Cambodian art or pieces of you know what I'm trying to get at, around a house. You're not going to
yes.
find Thai pieces of monuments around a house. She's going to be traditional in her way.
Awesome, fantastic, brother. Next question for you, brother, is, so are Thai women conservative, right? They're more conservative than liberal. So liberalism isn't really a thing amongst Cambodian women. That these women are very conservative in their ways and their thinking. They're not really
Yes,
liberal that way. That's
right.
great.
They're not. Again, the world is getting smaller. So with the internet, with TikTok and Instathought and Facegram and all of these other apps, they're seeing what the rest of the world is and all the music. And so when I was roaming around, I forgot where I was. What I think it was Vietnam, or I was rolling. It was actually Cambodia. And you go to Pub Street because they have all the different foods there. Because believe it or not, at some point you do get tired of noodles. They'll be no, I'm serious. Like, we talk about the food over there because no lie, it's so much healthier and it tastes great. But when I stayed in Thailand for 2 months, I think by the first week I was like, yo, I need a bowl of Captain Crunch. I need something. Like, I'm tired of this. But what I'm saying is, you go over there, and it's just a lot of fun. I lost my train of thought. But it's a lot of fun, and they're very traditional. And I would definitely advise every brother to go over there and expose them to you, because they don't know you, and you can't blame someone for having a stereotype if all they see is through the TV and you see how we're portrayed. And it's on us to go over there and say, hey, you see me, I'm 5'5", so no, I can't dunk a ball, or I don't know how to rap, but you don't know karate, so hey.
Interesting. So, Robert, it's interesting how you talk about social media, right? We know that's a problem. The TikToks, the Instagrams is gassed up the heads of many Western women. You got women that are legitimate 4.5s out of 10 in looks. They even have NBA players in their DMs, and that inflates their head. Is social media going to ruin the traditional mindsets of Cambodian women anytime soon? Or is that like 50, 100 years away?
Nah, I wouldn't say 100, but I wouldn't, ruin it anytime soon. No, I mean, people, these nations, again, in my opinion, from what I've seen, from what I've read, all the videos, all the history books, very, very proud. Their nation, their people, their tourist sites are what make their nation. Angkor Wat is way bigger than it is on YouTube, and that's their tourist site. That's a 1,300-year-old city that still draws in millions of people a year. So that's part of their history. It's so you don't have to worry about going over there today and then coming back in 3 years, and then all of a sudden all the women got Instagram accounts and walking around in 6-inch heels with cornrows in their hair or something dumb like that. Like, listening to Cardi B. That you don't have to worry about that.
Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah. Thank God. But again, I stress, you want that traditionalism that you going for, that you say you want. Realize the pluses of it, and what you don't know. You IP, of it, so you seen what it was, so you only going for that. Unfortunately, many brothers here in the States didn't grow up with that, so we going off of what we think, and then when we get it, it's like, oh, you hear it, like, what do you want? Oh, I want to know what you want to eat. Again? Yeah, that's what traditional women do. You didn't expect that.
Fantastic. This is awesome, bro. Shout out to Mr. Sean Camp, the legend, for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate you, Sean Camp, for the support. He just come in, supporting the channel already. We have 120 people watching. There should be a lot more support tonight, brothers. We're going deep for you, brothers, to help you navigate this crazy dating scene. So show me love the way Fresh and Fit supporters show Fresh and Fit love, and the way the great Kevin Samuels supporters showed him love. RIP Kevin Samuels. Okay, so please support me, brothers. He says Cambodia is a sleeper spot, beautiful woman and amazing food. They do not see American brothers much there, so they are curious. Thank you for breaking that down, bro. So far, Cambodia is on my list.
I just wanted to tell this quick off of what Sean Camp said, because I'm watching the super chat. I was putting in my Instagram to tell brothers exactly, to let them see what Southeast Asia looks like. Like, because of you, honestly, I opened up an Instagram account for the first time, and I put mostly all of my videos of Southeast Asia up there so they can see exactly what the rest of the world looks like for the brothers that can't travel. But
Are you? Are
what I wanted to
you?
say is, as
Mhm.
far as the food, the food is awesome. But one thing that I didn't realize that someone told me before I went over there, your body has to adjust. Like you don't realize how much crap is put in Western food till you go over there. So I'm over there and I'm eating. I was over there for 3 weeks and I'm eating Cambodian food, the soups, the bowls of rice and everything. And not to gross no one out, but let's just put it this way. Every morning at 10 o'clock, out the door. Like no pushing, no nothing, because the food is you get a soup out there with the beef in it, and they throw mad greens on top, and your body is basically saying, this is what I'm supposed to be eating. This is
Wow.
what which is why when you get over there, and I personally call them Southeast Asian fridges. When you get over there, you're bigger than the fridge. Like there's no major usually in the old world, there's no major size fridge because the food, nobody's buying food like that, so they don't waste a lot of stuff over there. So when you get over there, you're looking at the fridge like, I can't fit nothing in here. Well, that's perfect because you're not supposed to be eating all of that crap anyway, which is
Mm,
why their women look the way they do.
fantastic, man. Everything is sounding so great about Cambodia so far in the stream. Awesome. Thank you for that great super chat, Sean Camp. Lovely seeing you, bro. Awesome, awesome. So next
Um,
question. Go on, bro. Okay,
One
please.
last thing before you get to the next question. I just seen brother Black Spawn put in vegan options. Um, the whole this that vegan thing, that's a lot of that started, in my opinion, with the West. That's relatively new. One thing I tell brothers is Southeast Asia, Asia in general, they are the world's largest consumers of pork. So there's definitely pork everywhere, but some of their food is so healthy that you just definitely don't have to just do vegan. Like if you're drinking coconut water, they're not. It's no sulfuric. It's no crap in it. They literally cut open the coconut and stick a straw in it and hand it to you.
Hmm.
So the watermelon, they'll grind watermelon in front of you, and you'll be drinking watermelon. So it's a lot of healthy options that are natural without you trying to figure out, can I just go vegan? But if you want to, it's over there. And the more that people go over there to open up their minds and say, oh, Americans or the brothers like the vegan, let's start doing this, because they're not gonna do that unless more of us go over there to expose them to it.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Peabody, please avoid answering any questions in live stream chat unless they super chat and cash up the question, bro. Okay.
Oh, okay, my
Brothers,
bad.
brothers, if you have any question, brothers, for our guests, please cash up and super chat your questions, okay? Those are the rules of the channel. Please do
Sorry
so,
about that.
okay? No problem, bro. No problem, Mr. Peabody. So next question for you, brother, is this is a classic stream so far. Can we meet rich women in Cambodia, or is that very rare? And if you can meet them, are the rich women in Cambodia checking for brothers, or on average are they poor, just just hanging on? Break it down for us, bro.
Nah, there's few places of great wealth. They're definitely coming. The Chinese money is there. The Vietnamese money is there. The malls are there. A lot of places in the malls that sell a lot of this stuff, and they typically people even. Let me put it this way: for us as brothers that talk about marrying out or going overseas and finding a traditional wife, the truth of the matter is typically like 80%, or I think 83% of brothers still marry within their race. They still want to marry other Cambodian men. Like they're gonna start making money and go, well, I'm going for an American, a black guy now. Like they're very traditional and they want their country to be put on a map and to do better. That's why they're so polite. When I was over there, a lot of the drivers or the hotel workers would ask, how is everything? How do you like Cambodia? You know, what do you see over here? Is there anything that you feel that we can do better? I mean, although they're not going to talk to the president, they just want to know to put their country on the map. So when you run to these these rich women, they're not just going to be checking for you because you're an American man. They typically, from my experience, want to stay with um, their own to better their country. There are
Mm,
those that fetishize about brothers or about American men, and for the money and just for the, there's a lot of them that don't want to date Cambodian men because they have their own stereotypes or their own thought process about their own men. And for many of them, like in cultures, it's boring. Like, I'm gonna date a plain Jane from over here, and I know he's struggling because the economy is crap. But Mr. IP comes over here with his euro, and he has a lot of money, and he can give me the life I want, which is that traditional life because they want to nurture and have the children. This guy
mm.
can do it, so I'm gonna go with him. It's very basic. You have the money, I have the eggs. You give me the life I want, I give you children, and we all end up happy.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. KW Leaves America. What's up, bro, Mr. KW, for the $499 super chat. Much love to you, brother, for the support. Thank you, bro. He says Chinese exchange students in my grad program checking for me. That's because you're a 6'5" brother. Oh man, hey, shout out to Mr. KW, man. He's a legend out there, bro. Hopefully get you on the channel very soon again, KW. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro. All right, so next question for you, brother, is interesting. So when it comes to religion, are they atheists or are they Christian or are they Muslims out there in Cambodia on average, the woman?
From what I've seen, many of them were Christian. I didn't really
Mm,
go too much into the religion. From what I remember, it was 3 years ago. But it's the Indian culture, Buddhist, it's influenced heavy by the Indian population over there. And if you
Indian?
look up pictures of Angkor Wat, of the statues over there, you'll find that many temples of Buddhism is throughout Cambodia and Thailand and India. So you'll learn about the history as you visit through through Angkor Wat, through reading the books, through asking people about it, through the statues that you see throughout the country. Um, so yeah, because again, the French were over there for decades. The British had their hands in it, so a lot of missionaries went over there for the Christian part. But again, keeping to their past, Buddhism is very big over there. There were more Muslims when I stayed in Malaysia. Malaysia has a huge Muslim population. Um,
Okay.
Beautiful nation, but at the time it was very smoggy when I went over there and very hot. So, but
Brother,
again, very beautiful.
you said Indian
Yes,
in
Indian.
Malaysia,
Yes, the
sorry, in
subcontinent Indian.
Cambodia. So there's Indians there, so Indian
The
women in Cambodia.
no, I was saying the history and the
Oh, okay.
religion of Buddhism ties a lot into their culture.
Okay.
The migration of human beings it's amazing when you go over there and you start seeing the history of these nations and the religion and how things came to be. It's absolutely stunning, and you have a greater appreciation for the struggles that many of them are going through. And that's why I'll name it later, but that's why I put up, I think the last video I just put up on my Instagram of a part of uh, Cambodia, like the back parts of it, where many of these people are living in their boats, these boat houses where they build, um, tents inside like the large gondolas or boats, and they live there. And you have appreciation for your own quote unquote problems after you see that.
Awesome, bro. So next question for you, brother, is in regards to clubs and bars. Um, were the clubs and bars good to poor women, traditional women, or would you say brothers should avoid a club and bar if looking for a wife and girlfriend? The women
Yeah,
there are
that's
probably for the streets.
yeah, that's not. You should never look for a wife in a bar. You don't
Mm,
do that in America. Definitely don't do that. Because you got to think about it. If she has a type, Let's say her type, we just gonna go with a stereotypical tall, dark, handsome. And you come over there with your 5'7" American frame and your couple of dollars. She's gonna do everything she needs to say. She's gonna get your money, but you're not her type. She knows you're not over there to live. She'll tell you what she needs to tell you, get your money, and then the next guy will come over there. So you definitely don't want to look for a wife in a bar. You can try to
Mhm.
feel out a few women and try to see, who may be traditional, but again, you don't know the language, so it's gonna be a little difficult. But you definitely don't want to pick up a wife in a bar. Many of them are over there working to support their families and make a life for themselves. But you'll be able to, especially if you have that spidey sense of, she doesn't seem to be. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. You'll be able to tell.
Okay, awesome, bro. Let me ask this, brother. In general, how was the club and bar scene? Was it fun? Was it exciting? Was it crazy? Like the Thai nightlife. Break it down for us, bro.
It was. Now again, I quit drinking when I got divorced, so I don't drink anymore. So that saved me a ton of money. But when I went up, just because I don't drink don't mean I don't go hang out or whatever and have fun. But it's incredibly cheap, and obviously you may get charged more because you're an American. Just give up that whole you ripping me off because I'm an American. Yes, they're gonna rip you off. They're supposed to. You come over here and you got American money. I'm charging you more. It's fun. It's cheap. They do know of hip hop. The music is over there. You'll see the club music blasting because a lot of the white guys that are over there are bringing the music that they listen to, which is some of our hip hop. They're bringing that over there. Uh, so it's fun, but you also have to be careful too because a lot of, how can I say this? Let's say pros may have a guy above them or a girl, and you take one home. This is why they always tell you, if you're gonna drink water or something in another nation, always cover your drinks because you go over there, they slip something in your drink, and then all of a sudden they take you back to the hotel and they clean you out. Um, you don't know the language, you don't know what they're saying. She's telling you you're a fool to your face and smiling at you, and you're loving it. So, she's just trying to get you for your money. She's trying to survive. But she may have an agenda, and you just got to be careful when you go over there. So don't go over there with the loud jewelry and trying to show off. You an American, the assumption is you have money. Even if you don't have money, the assumption is you do because they take the Cambodian real takes the American dollar, but they charge you in what Cambodia is. So when I went over there, I would take a ride down the pub street and the cab ride would be 84 cents. And I would give the guy $1 and he'd give me back 16 cents. And I'd look at him like he's crazy. I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? So I'd end up giving him $2 for an 84-cent ride. So, you know, it's and again in the club scene, the club, the bar, that whole pub street scene, that's where there's more Westerners. So things are higher in price because they have to import a lot of things that they naturally don't drink or eat, you know.
Okay, you mentioned how the prices could get jacked up because you're an American, right? And
Yes.
let's say that, let's say you don't want to pay, like, no, even though I'm American, I want to pay the normal price that other Cambodians pay. Surely that's acceptable. They have to take it, or they won't get any money, or would they be persistent, pay me more because you're American? How does it work there?
They're
Or
not
can
they're not
you
gonna they're not
negotiate?
gonna they're not gonna say pay me more because I'm an American. If you when you go to in uh Phnom Penh, it's called no Siem Reap. It's called the Russian market for some reason. Don't ask. And you go out there, and there's T-shirts or there's statues of famous people in Cambodia, and you say how much, you already lost. Because what is she gonna tell you
Mm.
that you're gonna be like, no, it's not. What? Like, how do you know? You're not from here. We do the same thing to people on 42nd Street in New York City. So if
Mm.
you go there and a T-shirt is they're going to tell you, most of the time they're going to tell you a price that's probably a little higher. So if you see a t-shirt and they say it's I'm going to say in American dollars, it's $3, and you're going, oh, that's, let me get 6 of them. That t-shirt was probably $1 to make. They probably could have charged you $1.50 to make their ends, but they said $3. So in your American mind, you done brought all of your American money. So you ordered 6 shirts for $18 and told her to keep the tip. She done made like a 500% profit off of you, but it wasn't nothing to you. So again, with not only with your American eyes, don't go over there and and I really hate when we as Americans do this. Don't go to these countries that are very friendly, very open, but much cheaper and penny pinch. Don't do that, because it's like you already know the country's struggling. They have blackouts. There's not that much clean water in certain areas. They don't have roads. And here I am trying to make a living charging you $2.50 for a shirt that's $1.50, and you trying to bargain me down, because bargaining you can do over there. But don't try to bargain me down when you have all of that money. Like, stop being cheap. Like, support the tourism over there in these nations.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Next question for you, brother, is in terms of best places to meet women, not in terms of cities or spots, but in terms of, like, is it the library, is it the park, is it at a certain function, is it at parties, is it for a friend? What are the best ways to meet respectable traditional women? Is it normal in the coffee shops and all that stuff, bro? Break it down for us.
I would definitely say, in places, for me, it was places where people had to work that didn't involve them not being other than traditional. So you can't twerk when you behind a Starbucks counter. The woman is just working. She's not going to hand you your drink while she's twerking. So, when you go there, and if you're in Cambodia for 2 weeks and every morning you get your Starbucks super frate latte or whatever they call it, you see the girl every day, you smile, she smiles. You may have a higher chance, rather than going all the way into the country where she doesn't speak any English, doesn't have any access to Americans or the Western parts of the world. And then I'm going to meet a super traditional woman over there. Like, if you're trying to half and half it, not meet a pro and not learn a whole new language in 3 weeks, definitely the places where people work, that you're going to be there enough. The maybe the McDonald's restaurant, when you're over there, the places where some Americans visit, other than the bars, the hotel lady who works at the front desk. When I was over there, it was the young lady who would always clean well, she didn't clean the room. She would clean the room. Yeah, she would clean the room, bring me my food, things like that, because I treated myself like a king when I was over there. So I would call and order for the most ridiculous things, but I had the money, so I didn't care. And that's how you get to know the person. She works, you say hello, you give her a great tip. She works, you say hello, you give her a great tip, and maybe she has Facebook. Maybe she has Instagram, because she wants to know about the rest of the world.
Fantastic. This is awesome intel. Classic. Thank you, bro. Next question for you, brother, is online dating. Did you use online dating out there at all, bro?
No, okay. I wasn't, because it seems like I wasn't trying to find a wife. And it seems like if you're from what I've seen on the websites or the YouTubes that people were talking about it, if you're trying to set something up where she's online and it's about that, that's what you set it up for. That's what you go over there for. You do the deed, and that's what it's for. Or you go over there to where that's what it is. If you're looking for a wife, I can't really give any intel on that, because, I was over there and just talking, because, again, you don't need to have any major game to talk to a woman or to take her out. You can just be your normal self, because that's what, if they're traditional, then a guy saying, "Hi, my name is IP. Can we go out for coffee after work?" Oh, she's gonna say yes, or she's gonna say no, thank you.
Mm.
That simple. If she understands you, Google Translate that's a lifesaver over there.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, bro. You ain't got to walk through fire. You ain't got to slick talk her, try and convince her to like you, all this game nonsense. It's
No,
just very, very simple, broad.
no, you don't. You like why should you? Because that doesn't work over there, because I don't understand why you're trying to go above and beyond when I already said I like you, or already, and then they're not, first of all, if they understand you, that slick talk thing of however you're talking, and it means something behind the scenes, they're not understanding that. Like, what is that? What's that nah mean supposed to mean? What's that? Yo, ma, let me holla at you.
Yo,
I
Charlie,
don't
man. Yo,
understand
Charlie,
that.
man. What's up, Charlie? What's up,
Yeah,
Charlie?
like that don't mean nothing to them. It's just like, "Hi, my name is IP. Can we go out for coffee?" You make maybe the coffee jester after work, and she's gonna say yes or she's gonna say no. And if she says no, oh, okay, move forward.
Yeah, keep it moving, man. Thank you, bro. Ain't all that, hey, Charlie, man. No, nonsense.
Nah, that there's
Charlie,
no need for that, and
no
you don't
need for that.
and you don't want to do that to them, because you don't want to ruin them. If you want a traditional woman that's still traditional in the ways that you wanna, then don't go over there doing non-traditional things to a
Mm,
traditional woman.
very true. Very, very true. Hold on, bro. Shout out to Mr. KW Leeds America again for the $499 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. It means a lot to me, bro. Thank you. He says, when I was in Southeast Asia, I did a lot of partying and drinking, but I lost weight because of the food quality. Yeah, I'm hearing the food is very good in Southeast Asia, which is good. So thank you for that, for doubling down on that point, KW. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, bro.
Yes, it's good and spicy.
Mm, what's the best cuisine there? Chicken and rice? Is there like a chicken and rice cuisine that you can have in
Yeah, the
Cambodia?
chicken and rice, the chicken and rice is more famous in I forgot the name of it, but it's more famous in Singapore. Um, so it's one of the world famous restaurants out there. It's these eateries that are in these damn it, it escapes me. But anyway, it's more famous in Singapore. Over
Okay.
there, they have a lot of soups, um, with a lot of greens on top. Like damn near a whole lettuce that they put on top of your soup. So you digging through that with chopsticks. Um, beef. It's just it's great all around. But it is, if you're not a fan of spice, it's spicy, man. It's spicy to me. I don't really do too spicy food, but I never got why food is so spicy in a hot country already. Like, I mean, you wake up and it's 94 degrees, and they love eggs in that part of the world. So you're eating chicken and peppers, or with an egg on top at 11 o'clock in the morning. It's 94 degrees and it's spicy. And it's just like not fair that it's all this heat everywhere, outside, inside my body.
Damn. Thank you, bro. Shout out. Why am I hearing feedback? Are you hearing feedback, brothers? Okay, maybe it's me. Shout out to Mr. John Thomas for the $499 super chat. Have Cambodians recovered from the genocide of Pol Pot in the 1970s of the richest, smartest, business owning, and even eyeglasses wearing Cambodians? You know about that at all, Peabody?
Yes. So there is, and this is another part that, and again, I'm talking as a history major, so I'm a bit of a nerd. I visit all of my countries, and the first thing I do, besides talk to the people, is I go to the museums. Always go to museums, and there's a museum called the Tool Slang. I think it's TUEL slang, SALSLANG, I believe that's the spelling, but it's a genocide museum. And hold your breath because you may end up crying in that. Like it shows you all of what the Khmer Rouge did, the torturing, the up to 2 million people that were murdered, and you go through the rooms where they still have the prisons there, and they take you on a tour. It's set up, and they take you on the tour of the actual prisons, and they have the beds, and they show you the torture rooms and the skulls of where the people were tortured and murdered. And it's like heartbreaking. The beds that the people were chained to, the torture rooms that were, I mean, literally a 3x3. It's heart-wrenching. So
Disgusting.
it really is, and it shows you the capacity for what humans can do to each other. So that's the Genocide Museum. That's another one. And that's one thing that I did when I got to Cambodia. I learned about, Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge, and I learned all about their history. So because that's something that they're going to tell you too. Like, don't just come to my country and go look at Angkor Wat and go, ooh, pretty pictures, and ooh, food is cheap, and yay, and cheap food, and nice, pretty Cambodian girls. They want you to know, look at what we went through. Look at what we've gone through. Look at what we go through. This is why when you come over here, you won't see roads. Our electrical grid is still crap because we're still trying to hold on to our history and modernize at the same time. But we're still, I was born in '83. So that was 10 years before me. They're still dealing. They're only 2, 3 generations removed from that. So it's heart wrenching, but I would definitely advise everybody that goes to Cambodia, visit that genocide museum if you could look it up. But definitely, the kids, it's heart wrenching. It's absolutely heart wrenching.
Damn. I'm gonna put you on mute there, Peabody. I'm hearing feedback, so when you speak, just unmute yourself, just so we don't make a horrible experience for our viewers. Thank you, bro. I'm not sure why I'm hearing feedback, but it must be a connection issue or something on your end, but I'll just mute you there. Thank you for that breakdown, Peabody. Very sad to hear that. We got to do better as human beings. We can't be doing that to each other. Doesn't matter what race or culture that person is. We got to respect each other and look after each other, man. As humans, we all we got. Shout out to Mr. Chucky Luciano for the $20 super chat. Thank you, bro, for the support. I appreciate you, Chucky. Much love and blessings to you. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Mr. Moonwalker84 for the $199 super chat. He says, respect. Now I want to travel to Cambodia. Yes, indeed, bro. Yes, indeed. Same here. It's sounding very good. Fantastic. Shout out to Mr. Sean Camp again for the $499 super chat. Much love to you, brother. Thank you. I also know a good place to meet women in Cambodia are the night markets and also Jaffa Cafe. Awesome, brother. Also, the river walk by the Mekong River in Phnom Penh is a good one also. Thank you, bro. Great intel there, Sean Camp. We got to get you on the channel to speak on your experience in Cambodia in the future, brother. So awesome there. Thank you for the support, Sean Camp. I appreciate you, bro. So next question for you, Mr. Peabody, is STI and STD rates. Is that a problem there amongst Cambodian women or in Cambodia in general?
I didn't do no research on that. I'm not even gonna lie. I wouldn't be able to speak on that. I don't really know anything about that. All I can tell you is, when you go to these, if you over there for that, wrap it up. Wherever you go, because no, my aunt told me this decades ago. She said, no matter how fine a woman is, you can't see a disease on her. Seriously, you cannot see a disease. So, and they know if you over there for that, many, you're not going to go to a medical doctor and get a checkup and all that other stuff. You over there for the quick slam bam, and that's it. So wrap it up, because if she does that with you, she'll do it with someone else.
I love that saying there. doesn't matter how fine a woman is, you can't see a disease on her. Yes, indeed, brothers, protect yourself, wrap it up. Whoever you smash, get tested. Very important. Even before you smash, if you can do that, that'd be great. So next question for you, brother, is what's the ratio of women to men in Cambodia? Is it 50-50 or is it more women than men?
I believe it's more women than men. I was just looking that up before I started talking to you. I believe it's definitely more women than men over there. There's more women than men in most nations, but I believe definitely in Cambodia it's more women than men, which is why in some of these nations you'll have so many women working, because if it's supposed to be traditional, then the man's supposed to work and the wife's supposed to stay home. But if there's more women than men, then the women need to work. So when I went around there, I noticed every time I went somewhere, it was like a woman Uber driver. And that was like my first time experiencing women driving like that, Ubers anyway, or Grab as it is known over there. But yeah, it's plenty of women still looking to be traditional and still trying to make it.
Come to think of it, I've never seen a woman Uber driver before in my life so far. Which, yeah, I've never seen that before. Normally men do that job. Never seen a woman Uber driver before. It's crazy. Just thought I'd point that out. Next question for you, brother, is did you experience any racism there? Was the N-word said towards you or said out during songs at all? Break it
No,
down for us, bro.
none at all. They are. I'll say this fervently. I'll say it again and again. The Cambodian people, in my humble opinion, that I went over there, are the friendliest people that I've experienced out of the 17 countries I've been to. They are the friendliest people, right next to the Vietnamese people. Cambodian people were exceedingly welcoming, very friendly, always smiling, always, hand clasp and then bow and then smile, very welcoming, and they want the best for their nation. There wasn't any racism. Now, if they said something to me in their language I didn't know, yes, I would say a lot of it had to do with I'm an American and I have American money. Because when you go to these places, and for example, I stayed at a hotel, a 5-star hotel in Phnom Penh, for 10 days. Well, no one's going to be, first of all, you don't know what they're saying. Second of all, no one's going to be racist to somebody who's just booked a room for 10 days at a 5-star hotel. But generally speaking, no racism, no, because for many of them, they just know to treat people with respect. They did, however, keep reminding me that they didn't like Chinese. I've had several cab drivers tell me they didn't like the Chinese over there. They didn't like a lot of they kept complaining about, and sorry, oddly enough, you asked this. They kept complaining about a lot of the white dudes from like London and the UK, because they would say that they would come over there and act a fool, get drunk, fight, and just be very ignorant in public. Being loud when you over there, and how we normally may say, "Yo, what's up, brother?" We see them record. That's no. Don't do any of that when you over there. They're very reserved, traditional people. So when you over there and you're loud and you're drunk and you're fighting, that's not cool. So they did complain about the Chinese and complained about, the Australians and the British.
Yep. Same. They do that everywhere. These white boys in Spain, Italy,
Yeah.
wherever country goes, they drink and they're very loud. It's very annoying.
Yeah. And that, and again, that relates back to why we're doing what we're doing, or why you're doing what you're doing, is because they're known for that. Now, if that's only 10-15% of the population, well, when then you get over there, they may expect you to do that because that's what they know British or the London brothers to do, is be loud. But if you make a mark, if you go over there and the first time a Cambodian is talking to you, that may be the first time in their life that they ever spoke with an African American. That may be the first time that they're dealing with someone of quality, like Passport Brothers, like El Guapo, like all of these other brothers out there that are, pushing this travel thing. So it is on us when you get out there to find out about them, to talk to them, the guys that not just the guys that are, have money, but the guys that's working the museum, the driver, sit down and talk with the restaurant worker, and I went ziplining with a South Korean family over there, and it was awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. How did that happen? And before you explain that, DZ, be respectful in the comments. Avoid name calling people, and avoid saying any terms that brothers would take offense to. Okay, be respectful. We're all adults here. Okay, I'm watching you very closely. Be respectful in the live stream chat. Right, no name calling. How did that come about, Mr. Peabody? The trip.
The zip lining.
Yes.
So I went over there and I wanted to do like I said, touristy stuff. And there's no shortage of that. So they take you to so zip lining was on one of the pamphlets at the hotel. So they pick you up and they drive almost 2 hours to the Cambodian jungle. And I personally wanted to do the most expensive version of it, because they take you on tiers of the zip lining. Like you can go, to a little bit high for a certain amount of money, higher, and then the highest. I wanted to do the highest. So it was me and a South Korean family, and the parents didn't speak any English. And this is why it's also good for when you go over there to keep an open mind and to smile. The parents didn't speak any English, so I took all of the videos of the mother and the father and the son ziplining back and forth, and I showed the son. The son knew how to do it, and so I took all of the videos and the pictures, and then when it was all said and done, they took one picture of me and the South Korean family, and then we had dinner. So we all sat down and we ate dinner afterward, and then me and the son, he wanted the pictures for his family, so I didn't know how to get it to him, and he said, do you have Facebook? And at the time I said, yeah, I do. So I gave him my Facebook, I sent him all the pictures and videos, and lo and behold, he said, the next time you're in South Korea, hit me up, I'll show you around. And now all of a sudden I have a friend in South Korea, and I have the pictures and the videos to prove it. But funny story, and this is how, for as different as we think we are as cultures, we have so much in common. So when I'm sitting there, the mother whips out hot sauce out her bag. I kid you not. And that sentence right there sounds like the blackest thing ever. That's a stereotype of black people. And she whipped the hot sauce out the bag, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, wow, they carry hot sauce. And she said, do you want? And I was like, it hot? She was like, very, very hot. I was like, no, thank you. Because every damn thing in this nation is hot. I was sick of the hot food, the hot weather, everything was hot. So I was like, no, y'all. And it was like rice and beef. I'm like, y'all put hot sauce on every damn thing.
Thank you, bro. Next question for you, brother, is, so she brought out hot sauce because you were black?
No, she brought a hot sauce for herself.
Ah, I see.
For herself and to put it on her food. This food, the food is hot, it's spicy, but it's like always. So I stayed in Laos when I made my visa run, because you got to go to Laos you got to go over the Friendship Bridge to make your visa run. So I stayed in Laos for 4 days. And I woke up and my hotel was next to a restaurant. I get there at like 10:30 in the morning. I kid you not. They serve me a bowl of peppers and chicken that looked so good. And it had an egg on top. So I'm like, oh, this is 10:30 in the morning. I'm good. So I bite into it. I start sweating. I look at the guy. I said, it's hot. He said, yeah, very, very hot. I said, why is it hot? It's 10:30 in the morning, can I please have some water? Like it was delicious though. It was delicious, but their food will clean you out. So if you're not a fan of hot food at all or hot weather, good luck.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Next question for you, brother, is are Cambodian women materialistic?
No, because uh the culture doesn't warrant that. You know, they're a traditional culture. So um again, to relate back to it, the more um the more western parts of it, you may find some sort of name brand. Like you definitely there is the Cambodian elite out there. There's Cambodians with millions of dollars, so do not go over there thinking that they're all poor and they don't no. But as far as materialistic, not at all. Not at all. You can you go over there, you can wear the same t-shirt 2 3 days in a row, no one cares. You know, being respectful, being polite, and obviously tipping well is something that they'll care about, and a hard work ethic. That don't nobody care about your sneakers, don't nobody care about how much money you got. And if you go over there with the I got money, you're a target. You're already an American. You know, don't go over there with your iPhone trying to record the traffic because you're going to get your phone snatched. And, you know, I'll be darned if you try to go, if you get your phone snatched in Cambodia by two Cambodians on a motorcycle, what, you supposed to go to the Cambodian police and tell them two Cambodians snatched your phone? Like, come on. So, no.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. Just 4 more questions left.
Take your time, bro. I let the brothers and anybody know, you know, about what the rest of the world is. And, you know, and again, I'd like to thank you and all the other brothers that I see making these YouTube videos for inspiring me to open up my, put up an Instagram thing. And I was like, let me just show the brothers what the rest of the world looks like. So I'd like to thank you for that.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. I'm comparing feedback. Next question for you, brother, is let me break it down. Where is it? What are the bad parts about Cambodian women that you notice on average, bro?
Bad parts?
Yeah, maybe they're easily influenced. Maybe they can be feisty sometimes, rude.
I wouldn't say I haven't experienced any bad parts. They can be, many women who are traditional can be very what's the word I'm looking for? Like you're theirs, you know, sort of jealous, you know, like you have another woman, like there's gonna be like you're mine, you're my husband, I'm yours. Like if they're that traditional, they belong to you, you belong to them, you know. So with the other women making you smile and everything like that, I would say uh that a little, but from yeah, there's been no bad parts. You can't, it's difficult. I would say there's a difficult part of trying to get them to open up to you because of the huge language barrier, and more so the cultural barrier, because you can always Google translate what you're trying to say, but the cultural barrier, like you can't spew what comes out of your mouth. They can understand you, but they can't understand you because you're saying it and it comes off totally different for them. So it may be more difficult because then it's like, oh, I'm just trying to let her know, you know, don't do that. And you may tell her very easily, I don't like that, don't do that. She may take it as she messed up, she did something bad, and in your mind, it's not that serious. Like there's no need for you to be that down on yourself. But in a traditional marriage, you know, the husband's angry, you did something wrong as a wife, and doing wrong things as a wife is not a good thing. You know, it's very difficult to turn off that American Western part of your mind that says, well, she knows I'm joking. No, she don't. She don't know you joking, bro.
Awesome. Thank you, bro. What is that feedback? Next question for you, brother, is cold approaching. Did you cold approach women out there in Cambodia, or did women cold approach you? If so, what was your success rate, and how did you approach Cambodian women, and how did they approach you?
There was really no approaching me. I mean, conversations would be generally started by the obviousness of me being a Westerner and then a black Westerner. So, I travel solo on all my countries because most people can't travel. I like to immerse myself in the culture. I like to walk around at night into certain areas, and people are always too scared, so I don't really go to where with people. So I always, I'll talk to the women. I'll let the conversation naturally happen. If I go to a restaurant every day, or if I'm downstairs at the bottom of the hotel and ordering a coffee every day, that's my way in, you know. As opposed to saying, "Excuse me, miss." Excuse. They don't. If they know English, it's like what, Why are you? Why are you stopping me? It's not known that you're stopping me to talk to me to get my number, because that's not a thing that people do over there. You kind of ease your way into it, of trying to feel how she understands you, and that you're not coming off as an aggressive American. You're just saying hello, taking your time. Okay, I said hello, have a nice day. You maybe can learn the words, "You're very pretty" or "You're beautiful." Then you see her the next day, and you work your way in there. Again, that was for me. Um, yeah. So
Awesome. Thank you, bro. How should men dress out there in Cambodia to attract women? Do we come through wearing full XL white tees, 3/4 jeans, G-Unit sneakers, Sean John jeans, snapbacks, red bandanas, reminiscent of Cameron from Dipset? Break it down for us, bro.
you telling your age. You naming lines of clothes that are out right now. Don't nobody wear Sean John no more. Sean John.
Echo,
Sean John
echo,
was
Cole.
popping when I was like when the Sean John was popping when I was like in the 12th grade. I could tell
Sean
you
John
over the age of
jeans,
like 34.
Sean John jeans, G-Unit sneakers.
She said G Unit.
Oh,
Oh God, no, but seriously, it's hot over there. Like, when I went over there, I came up with the term in those countries, those are 4 shower a day countries. Like it's still too hot when you wear a t-shirt and sandals and shorts. Like it's still too hot. So when you over there and you talking and you're being respectful, you don't have to have on a three-piece. You're respectful. It's obvious that you want to get to know them more. When you're in a restaurant, let's say you take yourself to a 5-star restaurant. Because one thing I always do is when I leave these countries, the night before I leave, I always take myself to a 5-star restaurant and pig out. They wouldn't expect you to roll in there with a t-shirt and sandals. You're in a place that demands you to be dressed a certain way, so you need to be dressed a certain way in this restaurant. But if you're just on the street or you're just having a beer, there's no need for you to be in a three-piece suit trying to talk to a woman, because it's 92 degrees at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Then it has to rain. Then it has to get 102% humidity. Then it has to rain again, and then get 95 degrees. And then by the time you go to bed, it's like 85 degrees. So
fantastic. Awesome, bro. Next question. What is that? Next question for you, brother, is any dangers to be aware of in Cambodia?
yes, I don't know if uh, any other brothers that been through Cambodia notice this, but dogs. I don't know. Now, maybe this was definitely part of more in the country part, the less developed part. A lot of Cambodia isn't. That's why it's a developing nation. But dogs. I walked when I was over there, I was trying to see how it was living over there because I knew once I was going to start teaching English in Thailand, I may not live in Thailand. I was going to live in Cambodia. Um, and I noticed when I would go to the gym, there was just dogs walking around. And I'm like, whoa, this is crazy. And there's, yeah, dogs. And they don't bite, but it's just when you see a dog walking alongside you and walking behind you, you get scared. And you're like, is this thing about to bite me? You know, should I start running? Is the dog going to chase me if I start running? So yes, dogs. And two, having your be careful as an American, as a Westerner, how you carry your valuables. Don't go over there with the big watch. Don't go over there with the jewelry trying to show off. Again, the stereotype is you're an American, you have money. One thing, I went to a coffee shop over there and I took a video of traffic just to show my family and friends what it's like. And the guy said, don't do that. And I'm like, why? He said, they'll snatch your phone on the motorbike. They're on a motorbike. You're taking video, they'll snatch your phone and keep going. So be careful. And you know how you carry your passport. Don't ever carry, again, this is what I do. My father told me this, and I think it's helped. Don't ever carry your real passport out there. Carry a copy. Make a copy of your passport and carry it in your. I personally go out there with my money in my sock. Depending on how much money I have and what I'm going to be doing, I may walk on my money. You know, put it in my sock, put it under my shoe, take my shoe off, because people will bump into you and they're pros at this and they'll pickpocket you. You'll never be the wiser. You know, you see the guys, always see the white dudes on the YouTube video with the backpack on and the little fanny pack, and you looking like a tourist. Like there's no need for you to look like a tourist. Everybody in that country is 5'4" and brown. You show up 6'7" and dark, you clearly are a tourist. You don't have to look like one.
Let me ask this, bro. You said carry a fake passport. How is that possible?
No, not a fake one. I make a copy of my real passport. I leave my real passport in the hotel. I make a copy of it, and then in case authorities want to see it, in case in case anything, I just I carry it all the time with me, because a lot of the times you know another part that we don't talk about, but many of these countries aren't democracies. You're not going to get arrested and there's going to be some trial and they wrongfully held me. I want to be able to get a lawyer. No, there's none of that. You know, many of them have corrupt governments. Cambodia is well known for. Thailand is another one, for having where you pay the police off and they'll let you go or something. So I carry a copy of my passport and I keep my money in my sock. And then when I go out, you know, I have my good time. They're definitely trying to crack down on it, because they don't want their country to be known as such. They take great pride in who they are, but it's still out there. So that's what I do. Don't carry more money than you need, and things like that.
Is that a copy of your passport page, right? Your photo and
yes,
USA. Okay, that's
USA okay. With the number on it. Because you know you have all the stamps of the countries you've been to, which is probably why that Cambodian official offered me that girl, because he's seen I had just come from 3 other countries, and he probably thought I was an ex-tourist and thought I was just over there for the women, and so you know, but yeah, just be safe and have lots and lots of fun. It's over there, you know. Unfortunately, the virus killed a lot of their tourism. And they're definitely looking for people to get back over there. So, you know, the prices are definitely cheap, especially in Thailand right now. And go over there and have fun and let them know, you know, we all not tall, we all can't play basketball and rap. And let's have some fun.
Are the hotels safe, you know, to leave your valuables behind?
Yes.
No work will come in to try and, okay.
All the hotels that I've been in had safes in them. It was always my concern. I'm like, damn, if I leave my money in here, does the host, does she know the combination? But there's none of that, because again, their tourism over there is a huge part of their budget. So if the word gets out that people are stealing, like people just won't go there, and they need that tourist money. That brings in a lot of money to their nation. So they don't want to start that at all. So you're very safe um, over there. Um, I haven't heard of anybody having their money stolen. And if you just want to feel safe, like I said, not to penny pinch, when you go to these 5-star hotels that's cheaper, they will take great care of you as far as safety and everything.
What about, physical safety in terms of, physical harm? Are black men safe in general in Cambodia from physical harm? Fights, people coming up to you wanting to start fights with you, or wanting to harm you. Are black men safe from that, bro?
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not. You don't have anything to worry about that. Like no one's gonna come up to you and you know ask you run your pockets. They're not gonna say anything like that. Give me your money. Um, that's not. You don't have to worry about that out there because I was told that by a friend of mine. I said, I'm gonna go to Cambodia. He was like, "Oh, be careful. It's mad rough out there. I heard blah blah blah." And usually, and we could testify to this as brothers in our community, the people that's never been somewhere always got the loudest mouths about what not to do. You already see with the passport bros, everybody that's never been to these nations telling you why are you going over there. I got to Cambodia. The only thing I had to worry about was the guys trying to get me to take them individually as a driver. So I'd get there, they'd see me, they know I'm American. 8 guys would hassle me to take their tuk-tuk to the hotel. And then they say, "Oh, I give you where you go tomorrow?" I'm like, "I'm going to Angkor Wat." "I take you around for 1 week, $20." And they take you, one driver would take you everywhere for an entire week. You would just be hassled like that. Um, but there was never no safety issue, nothing like that. It was incredibly safe. The people were very, very friendly. The food was excellent. Uh, so yeah.
On that note, is that the best way to do things? Having a single driver to take you around the places while you're there for like a week or so. Just having one driver,
Nah, nah.
you
I would
don't get.
say I went over there again. Money wasn't a thing for me when I went over there because I don't like to penny pinch, especially the nations that are developing. I like to try to donate to all of the causes and everything. Um, but I would still use that Grab app. You go over there, download the Grab app, and it's the same thing as the Uber. And you can the a car will come up to you, or you can get on a scooter, and which was fun for the first time, a little scary, but it was definitely fun. And the scooter would take you where you need to go, and everything like that for a set price. Because if you don't know how far something is, and someone said, for example, when I got to Paris, and this is my New York Spidey senses kicked in, I knew that my hotel wasn't far from the train station. But when I got out the train station, there was this African guy standing there, and I knew he worked that corner. So I knew he was going to charge me over a certain amount of money. So I said to myself, I said, "You're allowed to rip me off a little bit." That's my motto when I go to developing nations. You're allowed to rip me off a little bit. I got the money. He charges me $50 for a ride. And I said, "See, brother, this is where you messed up. You were supposed to charge, the ride was no more than 20. You were supposed to charge me 25. I'd have gave you 30 just because I got the money." Some other guy came up, charged me $8. I gave him 20.
Oh man, he messed up there.
Yeah, he messed up because you're supposed to rip me off a little bit. Like, I got the money. You want the money. I know you're going to rip me off. I know you're going to rip me off. You rip me off a little, we good. I'm over here. I'm not expecting to be charged as a local. I'm not a local. I'm not dumb.
Damn. Thank you, bro. And last question for me, brother, for public phone lines is So should black men travel to Cambodia alone or in a group, and why?
Either way, you're safe. Either way, you're safe. I personally like to travel by myself, but I just started opening up my travels myself to. I have a best friend who wants to leave the nation for the first time, so me and him are going to travel to Germany next year. But I would definitely say go with someone else, especially if you part of the younger crowd where you have like a YouTube channel and you got a whole lot of followers on Instagram, and you may want somebody to record you, um especially if you feel a little more suspicious. I was more trusting, and I'm more open. I'll go anywhere by myself. I'll travel down what's down this alley and what's down here. I'll talk to anybody. So if you're not like that, definitely go with somebody. If you're not so social, definitely I would say go with somebody, especially if you're a female. Um, definitely go, because you're less of a target. That's just to be honest. If someone is going to rip you off or steal something, it's less likely to happen if there's two of you.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, Mr. Peabody, for that great breakdown there, brother. 2 hours of solid intel regarding Cambodia. Brothers, I'm going to open up the phone line, so please make sure you call in and ask relevant questions to our guests. Any disrespect, any rudeness, you will be punished, okay? So please be respectful. Hold on. Damn. Awesome. So, brothers, this is my new YouTube channel. Like I told you, brothers, I'm traveling, so I'll be posting clips on there. Okay. So here's a link to it. Follow me. Make sure you subscribe on that new YouTube channel ASAP. I'll be posting clips from this channel, and I'll be posting vlogs on there once I travel again. Here is a link to my Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon Diamond tier to hear explicit intel regarding foreign women, one-to-one IT consultations, and any other benefits. Here's a link to my Twitter. So if you're on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. If you want to hear updates on the channel, and I'll be posting videos on my Twitter once I'm traveling again very soon. Okay. Here's a link to my Cash App. So please support the channel via the super chats and Cash Apps. Okay, that'd be greatly appreciated, brothers. YouTube takes a 30% cut of all super chats. Cash App doesn't, so please support via the Cash App if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. I'm also on Instagram as well, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. Send me a DM on Instagram if you want to know how I do things on my channel, and if you want to come on the channel as well, reach out to me on Instagram, and we can definitely get a slot for you. Here's a link to my Facebook group. Special announcement: to get in the Facebook group, you must be a part of the Patreon. Okay, and when you're a part of the Patreon, you get access to our high value international passport Discord server. So I'm going to open up the phone lines right now. Please ask questions only about Cambodia and Cambodian women. Do not, okay, do not do not go off topic. Okay, keep on topic. Okay, or I will check you for it. Okay, please keep on topic. Okay, fantastic. So call in, brothers, and get your questions in. If you can't call in, you must Cash App and super chat or super chat your questions. Okay, awesome. So replace pin message. Let's get it, man. Fantastic. I'm hearing feedback, Peabody. So do you mind dropping off and calling back in, bro?
Drop out and call back in.
Yeah, drop out and enter back in again, bro. Because I'm hearing feedback. I don't know if it's a connection issue or because you might have me on loudspeaker.
Okay.
Do you have me on loudspeaker?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay, so try and put your earphones in, bro, and let's see if that works.
Okay. Let me see here.
I see KW. Hold on, bro. Just trying to fix the brother's audio.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, bro. Yes, the feedback is gone. No, it's still there.
Yeah, because it seemed like it went. Let me see. I put in earpiece. Um, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Actually, that's perfect. Now it's gone.
Okay, see
Yeah.
now you're not on speaker, but you're not in my ear. You're not in my earpiece neither. You're just I can hear
Do you
you
hear
from
me?
my phone.
That's perfect. But is it clear?
It's if this is the easiest way you can hear me, I mean I'm good with this. I don't mind holding my phone.
All right, awesome. Thank you, bro. Fantastic. Let me bring in Mr. KW. Hello, KW. How you doing, bro?
Yo, what's good, IP? Long time no talk. How you doing?
Long time no talk, brother. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Like I told you.
You good, KW?
Yeah, I'm good. Like I told you in the super chat.
KW, are you there, bro?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Can you hear him, Peabody, or is that
Yes,
me?
I can hear him. Yes.
It must be me.
Can you hear me,
Oh
IP?
dear. What's going on with my connection?
Oh, so it's your connection then.
But I can hear you clearly. I can't hear KW.
Oh, okay.
What's going on there?
You want me to drop off and come back?
Yes, please, KW. Yes, please. Fantastic. All right, sorry about that, PW. I don't know what's, but now I don't hear any echo from you, so I think we fixed that sound issue. But Cambodia sounds fantastic.
It
Real
is.
fantastic.
It is. And like I said, um I encourage brothers when they go, especially, because the travel thing is relatively new for the brothers. The white guys, they've been on Southeast Asia since Korea. So when you go to these countries that's developing, please don't penny pinch. Like, go treat yourself like a king. The only problem that many people are going to have before they even get there is that flight time. I'm not going to lie. It's 50. Like, when I went over there, I started in Singapore, but I did 15 hours to Japan and then another 2 hours to Singapore. So that flight, if you're not doing business class, is going to be crazy, especially if you're tall. So good luck with that.
And you're about 6'5".
Hell no. I'm short. It
So
worked out perfect. It works out perfectly for me because now I fly business class everywhere. FYI, business class completely ruins every other class. So if you're gonna do business class, just realize you can never go back down. Um, yeah, I'm short, so it works out perfectly for me. It just don't work out when I gotta try to be in a club because you got a 6'5" brother and you trying to get past him, but he can't really see when he turn around. You not there. So
Thank you, bro. Okay, KW, hi. Sean Camp, I see you, bro. You're confirmed. Thank you, Sean Camp. I'll bring you in after. Go on, KW. Sorry, bro.
Yo, what's good, IP? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yes.
All right. Perfect. My super chat came out of order, but when you were talking about the Chinese women, that's when I sent my super chat. Um, but yeah, I'm in good hands with this grad program. Thankfully for the international students. But yeah, appreciate you having me. Shout out to the brother. I wanted to echo two things. The second one just came up when you said business class. Uh, when I was traveling all summer, I really only flew business except for I think one flight. And he's not lying. Once you go business, you just can't go back.
yeah,
You just can't.
yeah.
And for some of my brothers in the chat who do want to fly business or have interest in flying business, I figured out a little trick where if you buy just like a regular ticket and you get to the airport, 9 times out of 10, because of COVID times, the business class isn't full. So you can ask them how much it would cost to upgrade.
Yeah.
So I think on one flight, I think I was going from like Helsinki to Budapest. That business class was like $80 upgrade, but there was other ones that was like 600, 700. But if you're flying for like 12, 14 hours, when you're in business, it literally flies by because you're in a bed, you're
Yep.
taken care of, champagne. So
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, the regular ticket I think was like $3,500.
Awesome. One day, KW, one day I'll be able to hopefully fly business class one day. Never done it, but one day that's a goal.
Hey, come with me.
Thank you, bro. KW, do you have any questions in regards to Cambodia for our guest?
Yeah, I had one last thing that I wanted to just double down on what the brother said about wrapping it up. I found this as like a common theme through Southeast Asia, and my guess it sounds like it's probably the same in Cambodia, is that the women will never ask you to wear anything. In all of my experience, I think only one asked me, and they will never ask, they will never stress it, they will never tell you that you have to. But I do remember. Oh, sorry, were you saying something, P?
No, so
No, yeah. That's a very good point that he made. He's true. It's not because well, go ahead. I'm gonna let the brother go ahead.
Yeah.
I think I know where he's going with this, but he brought up a good point that I'm gonna back up. Go ahead.
Appreciate it. Yeah, they will never tell you that you have to wear one. And I remember it was a brother that I met there like day one, and he gave me the rundown. He said, "Yo, always wrap up." He said it may seem like STDs and things like that should be low here. He said, but it's actually extremely high. So
Yeah.
just always wear one. And I was like, man, you don't gotta tell me twice.
Yeah, because it's not seem like the culture is not what it is in America in regards to sex. So, it's like, well, it doesn't happen a lot here. So it's kind of like a on the low thing that they won't really say it. It's like STDs amongst old people. Like no one would think that, but because no one says it and they're old, it's a very high rate. So yeah, he made a very good point. Yeah, he made a very good point about that. Yes. But definitely wrap it up.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. KW. Let me know if you have any more questions. Okay, in the meantime, let me bring in Mr. Sean Camp. Hello, Sean Camp. How you doing, brother?
Hey, hello. How's it going, IP? Long time, bro.
Long time no speak, brother. Are you keeping safe? Are you healthy?
Oh yes, man. Just been crazy with work, man. Like really super crazy. So yeah, yeah, man. Let me get back on holler at my boy.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Peabody?
Yeah, don't mind the name that I was trying to figure out an Instagram name, but most people above a certain age will know where that name came from. So
yeah, I'm not. Yeah, man. You good? I was
okay.
going to ask you, man. When you went, did you do the visa online or did you do it when you got to the airport? Because I went. I think that was 2018 when I went, and I did the visa at the airport. Are they doing it online now?
I did mine online. I went in 2019. Okay. That's when I was going through whatever I was going through that made me go over there. Yeah, I did mine online. You had to pay the fee and everything like that. And yep, did it online.
Okay. Yeah, even though it was quick at the airport, we only had to wait like 20 minutes after we, paid them and everything. So I was just wondering if so I'll remember to do that next time I go over there. And
yeah.
And then another thing, man, like I got a quick tuk-tuk story. And IP, he's right, man. If you say you gonna get one to drive you all day, don't do it. I learned the hard way, man.
Oh yeah.
I told one guy I wanted them for 2 days, right?
Yep.
After the 2 days, he took me to the killing fields, took me to the genocide museum, all that.
Oh man.
Man, that third day, man, that dude was up like at the hotel like at 7, 8 o'clock when I was going.
Yep.
When I went out the hotel, go to Java Cafe to get some coffee, I'm like, he's like, where you want to go today? I said, dog, only 2 days, man. Like,
yep. Because the competition is real out there. Because there's 17 of him lined up for your money. So he's like, yo, if I got to follow you every single day, you are potential. Maybe if I wear you down enough, you could let me take you somewhere, and I could only charge, as opposed to making no money, I can charge you only $2 to go somewhere far, and I'd be able to make $2 as opposed to no money. So yeah, man, to just take that, get that app, and order it like that.
Were you
Yeah,
overcharged, Sean Camp, by that dude?
not really. I mean, because he did take me all around. I mean, his service was excellent. It's just the fact that they'll try to lock you in for the whole trip. And where I
Mm-hmm.
was and where I was staying at, I was centralized to everything because I was like right by the Mekong River, and you can walk to a lot of stuff. It was so many restaurants, cafes, because I was literally like 3 minutes from the river walk, and it's so many like restaurants, like, coffee shops right there. And if you just walk up the street a little bit all over. So after I got the lay of the land, it was like, dude, if I go somewhere far, I'll talk to you, but I really don't need you now. So, but he didn't overcharge. And like Peabody said, I give tips anyway, because like you said, they so poor and you tip them, man, they'll look out for you. So, it was nothing about that, but it's just like they try to lock you in the whole trip, and they'll kind of like stalk you and follow you, like trying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Because after that third day, I saw him again. He was kind of like sitting, by the river walking. Every time I saw him, he's like, "Hey, Mister, hey, what's going on? Like, you need me today?"
Just get Uber, man. That's it.
Yeah.
Just get Uber.
Oh,
My
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm a and see, Mr. Peabody. I didn't even know about Grab back then. Like, I didn't even know about it. So yeah, I'm gonna most definitely, take the Grab next time. And
Yeah.
yeah, man. So and one thing too, IP, because I got in kind of late. They use American money over there too. I don't think a lot of people know that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't overcharge. Like if you go to the restaurants and the coffee shops, it's like they kind of like prefer it more. In like some of the bigger establishments over there. But some places they'll give you like the commit money back.
Yes.
I don't know if but I noticed like if you go like to the nicer restaurants and stuff, they'll give you American money back. Did you experience that, Peabody?
Yes, I did, and they would give you definitely change back and Khmer money, but and that was another reason why I tipped so well because I mean,
Exactly.
because my thing was I wrote my little brother when I was over there, I wrote him letters and I sent him money from each country. But the
Right.
reality is when I get back to America, like what am I first of all, I'm crossing 7 other borders with 6 different countries worth of money, and I have uh trips, I have goods and services and gifts from each country. So I'm hoping not to get stopped by anybody. But what am
Anybody?
I really
Yeah.
gonna do with, $50 worth of American money, like worth of Khmer money, like
Yeah.
Cambodian real? So my thing was, if I'm leaving Cambodia in 2 days and I have $50 worth of a Cambodian real, I'm giving it away. Like I'm finding maybe an organization. I'm tipping like crazy because I get back here and I have 8 million Vietnamese dong, and I don't know what to do with it. I got to go back to the place and trade it in for more American money.
Right. Right. Yeah. And this another thing, IP, concerning the women. This another tidbit for you guys. Like, it's a lot of women from Vietnam and Cambodia too. So if you, I mean, even though Vietnam right next door, say like if you don't have time to hit Vietnam, if you're in Cambodia, there are plenty of Vietnamese women over there too.
Yes, yeah,
So
that was
yeah,
that was my next. Wait, that was the country I just left. Um, I don't know how anybody fought a war in that country because it was another 4 or 5 shower a day country, but that
oh
was another
yeah,
beautiful country. The
yeah,
women, the women only rivaled Italian women. Italian women are the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my life, between the ages of 17 and 27. Next was Vietnamese women.
yeah. I didn't make it over there yet, but I'm gonna get over there. But yeah, you're right though. It was some pretty ones in Cambodia. And like you say, IP, goodness gracious, it's god awful hot over there. Like
Damn.
it's god awful hot in Cambodia, dude. Like yeah, like t-shirt. t-shirt and shorts all day unless you. And even if you go to like, if I, I went to a couple of nice restaurants too. I'll have on like some casual, like kind of dressy looking shorts or like, cotton pants, like nice, and you can still wear a nice t-shirt in there if you want. Nothing like a white tee, but like, if you had on like a Calvin Klein or Hugo Boss or something like that, you can, a nice, just a nice classy t-shirt. Because even, man, I'm not gonna lie, even if you wear a polo, it's just so hot. Like, your collar gonna be drenched.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah. So it's a beautiful country. So
Yeah, beautiful country. Yep. So that's it for me, man. It was good talking to you, Peabody, because
you too, brother.
you was dropping some good knowledge.
Yeah. Again, like I said, thanks to IP and all the other brothers that have the travel channels. That's what made me wanna, because I had all of these videos and pictures of everywhere I've been just sitting on my phone, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot brothers that's trying to travel and know about the world, and I'm like, well, I've been to 17 countries. Let me open up an Instagram and put this up there. So hopefully somebody will get something of it and they'll just want to travel, and it could be more of us out there.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, drop your IG, man.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good talking to you, IP, man. I'm gonna still be on. I'm gonna drop off, but I'm gonna still be on the live chat.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. You got any more questions, KW?
I'm good. I'm good for right now.
Okay. No, thank you, KW. All right. Peabody, I think we're gonna end the stream, bro. That no one new is calling in, and yeah, I think it's been a great stream, bro. So, Mr. Peabody, I want to say thank you very much for your support, and
Always.
Thank you very much. For coming on the channel. We'll definitely get you in again. Make sure you follow Mr. Peabody on his IG. He's posting in the live stream chat. If you want to see his videos and photos, I will check out myself personally. So appreciate you on that, Mr. Peabody. Do you have anything else you want to say, brother? Any closing statements?
Please keep an open mind when you go to these countries. Don't be offended when they ask you to play basketball or if you can rap. They don't know you. They know you are a Black American male, and how would you stereotype you? So keep an open mind. Please get a passport. Tell the other brothers about, sub to everybody's channels and IG, and just as Black men, you don't have to accept less. You want real hair. There's women all around the world with it. You want submissiveness. You want cooperation. There's women everywhere. I haven't even gotten to the Middle East and Africa yet. I heard those women are gorgeous as well. So keep an open mind. Make sure you like and subscribe to IP's channels and spread the videos, and just keep supporting, because, in the words of G Money, we all we got.
Fantastic. Mr. KW, you want to say anything else? Any last statements, bro?
It looks like there's someone that wants to be dragged in. Ninja 55.
I can't hear him. I can't hear KW. Can you hear him?
Can you hear me?
I can hear him.
Can you tell him that it looks like there's someone Ninja 55 that wants to be dragged into the panel?
Sorry, Ninja. I'm going to end the stream. It's getting a bit too late over here in the UK, bro. You should have called in earlier. But we'll have him. We definitely have Peabody on the channel again, so you can definitely say a question to him. But I got to sleep, bro. I got to sleep. It's 4 a.m. over here, bro.
But just tell whoever that is, if he wants to ask me a question, just to hit me on my IG, and then he can chat there, because I'm on vacation until my next job, till I start my next job. So if he wants to hit me on IG, he can ask me any questions there.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. So KW, everyone who called in, thank you very much for calling in. Thank you to our guest for what he's done today and the info he's given. And thank you to all those who catch up in the super chat. And I will see you brothers on my next live stream. Okay. Take it easy, brothers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.